As I stepped inside, the sight before me was utterly devastating. Prepare yourself for the astonishing twist that follows. Would you have embarked on the same journey, or fled from a plunge into the unknown? Never did I imagine that I would be weaving my tale for the world to hear. And so, here I find myself, at 47, I navigate the complex terrain of life, carrying the weight of a divorce behind me, accompanied by my teenage son, as I face a routine that often feels relentless. Every evening, I slip into my scrubs and enter the realm of nursing, embraced by the shadows of night. With every shift, I come across moments that challenge my beliefs and stretch the boundaries of my understanding. The strange hours, the unyielding weariness, and the weight of those experiences slowly seep into my very being. Outside the boundaries of my daily grind, life often feels like a monotonous loop, commuting to work, returning home, seeking a moment of respite, and then setting forth on that familiar path again. In the midst of the everyday grind and the hurdles that life throws our way, I have discovered a flicker of hope in a most surprising place. In the realm of 10 pins and rolling spheres, a game unfolds. It might seem ordinary, reminiscent of the quiet joys often associated with the tranquil days of our grandparents. Yet it evolved into my refuge, welcoming a new wave of excitement. Last year, I joined a local league, seeking a way to fill my time. To my astonishment, I discovered that I thrive in it, even securing a place in an official tournament 3 hours distant, an occasion for which I had dedicated months of steadfast practice. In that fleeting instant, it felt as though I was holding onto a piece of my past, a vibrant echo of who I had been before the divorce. Yet, the thrill was swiftly subdued by the responsibilities that accompanied the journey of parenthood. My teenage son, navigating the tumultuous waters of rebellion, called for more attention than ever before. With striking clarity, I remembered the final time I had allowed him to be alone with his thoughts. Upon my return, I stumbled upon the chaos that a friend had inadvertently unleashed in our garage in his quest for amusement. Firm in my choice to steer clear of a comparable trial, and with the tournament approaching, I chose a route that genuinely mirrored my commitment to my dreams while respecting my responsibilities as a mother. I crafted a delightful scheme for us to savor a weekend at a charming hotel near the tournament venue. The hotel boasted an enchanting indoor pool, a charming retreat that provided a momentary escape from the chaos of our everyday lives. As the first light of day broke, I stirred from my slumber. After a gentle stretch, I moved closer to rouse my son from his deep sleep. He curled up beneath the covers, reluctant to leave the warm, inviting embrace of his bed. With a soft and comforting tone, I let him know that breakfast was ready. A tranquil moment lingered before we each embarked on our own journeys. As I caught the soft murmur of his thoughts drifting towards pancakes, it became clear to me that he was awake, filled with the gentle thrill of his own. We embarked on a journey to the hotel, a restaurant where a classic breakfast buffet welcomed us with warmth and generosity. The room radiated an enchanting allure, filled with vintage treasures, where pancakes rested indulgently, soaked in syrup. A vibrant array of freshly prepared omelets and eggs called out, while a modest selection of crispy bacon added the finishing touch to the inviting scene. My son piled his plate high with pancakes, each bite a gentle reminder of simple pleasures. As I selected a meticulously prepared omelette, in the gentle embrace of the morning, we found ourselves enveloped in a peaceful stillness, relishing the calm and the delightful joy of being together. Once we completed, as we enjoyed our meal, I asked if there was anything he desired to do before I needed to return to the place where pins tumble and laughter echoes. His eyes gleamed with enthusiasm as he recounted tales of a nearby mall that contained a unique specialty store he had yearned to discover. The captivating journey of uncovering a long elusive game ignited a spark within him. In that brief instant, we found ourselves lost in the excitement of a looming journey, a delightful escape from the whirlwind of our everyday existence. In a realm that often resonates with the dull repetition of a scratch record. Morning like this serves as a heartfelt reminder that life keeps revealing moments of unexpected beauty. In these cherished moments, tucked away between the demanding hours of toil, the fleeting pauses are in the bowling alley, amidst the laughter and the intimate breakfast shared, I uncover the strength to continue my journey. They act as gentle nudges that, amidst challenges, the ordinary can be woven with. In the tapestry of life, there are threads of joy and optimism, woven together by the enduring love for a son who, in his unique way, inspires me each day to keep moving forward. As I journeyed along the twisting paths to the bowling tournament that morning, each bend symbolized a step toward reclaiming a piece of my past, a being filled with passion and dreams. Rather than just duties and exhaustion, the tournament became something greater than just a contest. It stood as a beacon of strength, a tribute to the idea that even in the face of overwhelming obstacles, there are instances of victory and rebirth that can arise. As I weave my tale, I invite you to see that even within the unyielding rhythm of duty and generosity, there exists the possibility to discover your authentic self in the most unexpected places of life. Through the lens of a passion like bowling, or the simple joy of a shared breakfast that warms the heart, these moments intricately weave the narrative of our lives, reminding us that each day brings with the promise of a fresh start, a journey marked by peaks and valleys. Once I clung to the belief that sharing my personal journey was a road I would never venture down. Yet here I stand, revealing the complex paths and unexpected turns that have woven the fabric of my life. Not long ago, a day filled with unexpected events stirred memories of a weighty burden, of commitment intertwined with the luminous instances of joy that invigorate my soul. As a devoted guide in my son's journey, I sought to provide him with every chance to flourish, even when it meant navigating the challenging waters of financial strain and emotional trials. A simple delight at the shopping center, it was a day that revealed the essence of my son's character. Considerate and seldom asking for much, he effortlessly revealed that he had been envisioning a particular game. On a lively afternoon, we ventured to the mall, where the hallways thrummed with a sea of people, and the vibrant hum of everyday life wrapped around us like a warm embrace. The way before us was clear and undeniable. Came over. As he stepped inside, a glimmer of excitement danced in his eyes when he discovered an old, worn game. Its price intriguingly marked at almost $60. The price took me by surprise, surpassing what I usually found comfortable. That his excitement was simply too compelling to overlook. The genuine, inviting smile that adorned his face made every sacrifice feel like a significant journey. With a heavy heart and a deep sense of obligation, I pulled out my wallet, paid for the game, and treasured the bright spark of gratitude and happiness reflected in his eyes. After our trip to GameStop, we meandered for hours through the lively mall, sharing moments that brought us closer together. As we wandered by the shopfronts, the lively crowd enveloped us, igniting a flood of treasured memories with every step and shared laugh, whisking us away to a time unblemished by the challenges of youth. The cherished, untouched moments we experienced together were undeniably invaluable. It stirred memories of our earlier days together, rekindling the warmth and affection that I had feared was slipping away as time passed. A long and challenging evening unfolded at the bowling alley. As the evening progressed, I found myself returning to the bowling alley, filled with the warmth of the day's connection with my son. I felt a surge of energy, ready to give my all at the rhythm of the moment. Despite my renewed vigor, the relentless fatigue and mounting pressure weighed heavily on my performance. Once, I soared high, perched in the realm of potential, basking in the glory of second place, only to find myself descending to the 5th position in the end. The impact was profound, and no frustration tried to weave its way into my thoughts. I reminded myself that setbacks were just passing shadows in the grand tapestry of life. One of my colleagues from the league, Nova, emerged victorious in the tournament, and my pride in her achievement knows no limits. Nova's unwavering commitment and tireless pursuit led to a triumph that transformed into a collective celebration for everyone involved. After the awards ceremony, a small group of us decided to embark on a humble celebration. Their invitation possessed a captivating charm, especially with the venue conveniently located just across from our hotel. A cozy and welcoming atmosphere surrounded us as we gathered at the charming bar. Amidst the laughter, the shared memories, and the clinking of glasses, I let myself unwind just a bit, even though I usually prefer to keep things in check that evening. As I savored more than a single glass of wine, I embraced the carefree spirit of the evening. A tranquil return home, and reflections beneath the twinkling stars. As the hour drew near, I found my way back to our hotel under the soft glow of the morning light. In the stillness of the night, my son rested peacefully in his room, the soft glow of the TV illuminating his tranquil face with a comforting light. A gentle wave of calm and deep maternal love wrapped around me as I softly closed his door and quietly made my way to the bathroom for a quick change into my comfy pajamas. As I made my way back to my sanctuary, I found solace in the warm embrace of my bed, wrapping the covers around me like a comforting cocoon. I sought to lose myself in the gentle radiance of a film dancing on the screen, but sleep eluded me, lingering just beyond my grasp. As I pondered the day's adventure, my mind wandered through the intricate weave of experienced escapade at the mall, the exhilaration of the game, the roller coaster of emotions at the bowling alley, and the jubilant celebration that provided a brief escape from my concerns. In the quiet embrace of the early morning, just beyond the hour of 3 a.m., the gentle stirring of my son in his bed drew my attention. I leaned closer to witness him, enchanted by the soft, rhythmic rise and fall of his blanket as he slept, each delicate movement a reflection of the life we shared. In that tranquil moment, I discovered myself wrapped not in solitude or remorse, but in a profound mixture of appreciation and contemplation. As I reflected on the challenges intricately stitched into the tapestry of my daily existence, the unyielding pressures of my work shifts cast a long shadow, weighed down by the significant load of responsibilities that accompanied them. In this intricate dance, the pressures occasionally unveiled unexpected glimpses of vulnerability. Yet I found myself reminiscing about the unmistakable instances of affectionate eager grin at the mall, the leisurely hours spent browsing shop windows, and the soothing quiet that enveloped us during our breakfast together. A renewed declaration of affection and intent. As I lay there, it became clear to me that amidst the tumult of life, these tranquil moments possessed a deep, healing quality. They reignited the spark that fuels my journey forward each day. My son, with his joy, his unwavering spirit, and those subtle, restless motions in the dawn's embrace, stood as a beacon of hope. Through my journey, I realized that every challenge faced and each sacrifice made was, at its core, a pledge not just to his future, but also to my own journey of self-rediscovery. In the hush of that late hour, with the soft murmur of the television as my only companion, I made a silent vow to cherish every fleeting moment we experienced together. I made a commitment to gather insights, gaining insights from each challenge, turning them into milestones along my path of self-discovery. Amidst the tumult of existence, where weights bear heavily and dreams seem distant, a refuge persists, a haven for joy, a connection, and the promise of what the future holds. In the stillness of that night, as I sought solace, my heart overflowed with a tender hope that every day, despite its challenges, carries the promise of new beginnings, unexpected victories, and the lasting bond that weaves together a parent and their child. He found himself lost in thought, wondering if he would ever truly embrace that role. Maybe it was the wine, or maybe it was the solitude. but I discovered that I could no longer bear it. "Is there anything else you require?" I exclaimed. I found myself pondering if he had brought that up. No. I could simply feign that I was speaking in my sleep. But to my astonishment, he agreed, and that's when the realization washed over me. What shall I embark on now? That solitary word, yes, lingered in the atmosphere, a bold, unyielding reality. It felt as though a light had been ignited, a threshold crossed. The F's and the should has faded away, replaced by a curious sense of inevitability. It felt like I was observing my own life unfold from afar, a mere observer in the unfolding tale of my existence. A peculiar detachment washed over me, enveloping me in a haze of unreality. It felt like I was transcending my own existence, shedding the limitations of morality and the weight of societal expectations. I rose to my feet, a peculiar numbness in my legs, and made my way toward his bed. The room was enveloped in the gentle radiance of the TV, its light weaving elongated, distorted shadows that waltzed across the walls. I paused at the brink of his bed, my heart racing in my chest, a hurried rhythm pounding against the stillness. The warmth emanating from his body enveloped me, a tangible heat that beckoned me nearer. For a fleeting moment, I paused, my hand posed just above the edge of the blanket, as an unspoken question lingered in the atmosphere. With a measured grace, I extended my hand and gently drew back the covers, unveiling him to the world. He lay there, his eyes wide, a blend of astonishment and an elusive emotion, something I couldn't quite unravel. His hand remained tightly coiled around himself. A quiet reminder of the moment I had disrupted lingered in the air as I stood there, gazing at him, attempting to comprehend the unfolding scene. It was as if I were gazing upon a stranger, a glimpse of my son in a form I had never encountered before. It was an odd blend of the known and the unknown, a soft merging of the boundaries between mother and something beyond. An undeniable pull tugged at me, an almost magnetic urge to reach out and touch him. With a quiver of anticipation, I extended my fingers, trembling ever so slightly, and softly lifted his hand away. His skin radiated warmth, a hint of moisture clinging to it, the feeling sending a delightful shiver coursing down my spine. I spoke softly, my voice barely a whisper. "Allow me to assist you with that." I cast my eyes downward, following the contours of his form, the delicate curves and sharp angles that felt both known and. It was peculiar, yet undeniable. I could perceive the signs of his excitement, the delicate shifts that signify the journey from youth to adulthood. I started to draw nearer, the atmosphere heavy with unvoiced longings and taboo musings. I observed as my own hand began to glide, my fingers carefully mapping out slow, intentional designs along his form. It possessed a gentle touch, yet held an undeniable strength. The juxtaposition was utterly captivating. I sensed my breath quickening, my body responding to the tantalizing touch. I observed as the pre-cum began to emerge, a glistening pearlet. The tip of my tongue ventured forth, seeking the salty tang, igniting a spark of electricity within me. He flinched at the touch, a gentle gasp slipping from his lips. "Would you like me to?" I murmured, my voice thick with longing. He nodded, his gaze locked onto mine, a wordless request shimmering in their depths. As I bowed my head, my lips grazed his skin, igniting a surge of warmth within me. I embraced him with my lips, the flavor and feel igniting a delightful shiver that coursed through every part of me. As it is said, I moved. His hands found their way to my hair, tugging softly. I spoke to him in a low, husky voice, conveying that if he might find himself intrigued by the unfolding events. He tugged gently, and a fresh wave of longing washed over me. I urged him to push himself further, and he rose to the challenge. I embraced him in return. The feelings washed over me, a swirling blend of ecstasy and remorse, longing and embarrassment. It felt as though I was ensnared in a tempest, swirling and spinning under the influence of powers far greater than myself. I sensed his body tighten, a shiver coursing through him as he approached his peak. His release was a powerful surge of warmth that filled my mouth, a taste that lingered, both familiar and forbidden in its aftermath. A hush fell over the crowd, a moment suspended in time. In that serene moment, we found ourselves in wine, our breaths softly blending in the stillness of the room. The atmosphere was heavy with unexpressed feelings, burdened by the gravity of our recent actions. This cannot become our routine. At last, I spoke. My voice was but a faint murmur. I recognized it as a fabrication, a frantic effort to hold on to a shred of normalcy. Yet the words experienced a void, a sense of emptiness, akin to a vow I understood I could never fulfill. We gathered to share our thoughts, seeking to unravel the mystery of what had transpired. Yet, the language we found felt insufficient. The emotions swelled around us, intricate and profound, weaving a tapestry of feelings that felt almost palpable. And then, as if guided by an unseen hand, we were irresistibly pulled back together. The longing flares up, fierce and untamed. He requested me once more, and I discovered that I could not bring myself to say no. The guilt lingered, a persistent whisper in the shadows of my thoughts, yet it was eclipsed by the powerful tide of longing that surged within me. Oh my God! I believed he was prepared once more. As I pondered the wisdom of his early arrival, my thoughts began to swell, igniting a cascade of new possibilities. The boundaries that once defined the relationship between mother and son, as well as the concepts of right and wrong, had become hazy, twisted, and nearly vanished. We found ourselves ensnared in a tempest of hidden longings, a ballet of fervor and remorse, a clandestine bond that would eternally unite our fates. There we stood, in the aftermath of it all, the atmosphere around us thick and heavy, laden with unvoiced feelings, burdened by the gravity of our actions. I felt an undeniable truth within me that what transpired was undeniably wrong, in every conceivable sense, morally, ethically, and beyond. Yet, that burden of guilt, that oppressive weight, was but a momentary shadow. It would roll in like the tide, enveloping me in its embrace, only to pull back, leaving a curious, almost eerie feeling of what was to come. I repeatedly reassured myself, this cannot occur once more. I sought to engage in a dialogue within, striving to uncover a path that could bridge the chasm between our actions and the truth of our bond. Yet, the reality was that the boundaries had become indistinct, perhaps even vanished, and the deeper I pondered, the more I reflected on it, the clearer it became that I had no desire to erase them. It was akin to a shadowy enigma, a tantalizing excitement that throbbed just below the veneer of our mundane existence, entwined with guilt and shame. In the dim light, they lingered, hidden in the shadows, yet they were eclipsed by an unusual, almost intoxicating allure of power and longing. A shiver ran down my spine as I realized, with an unsettling clarity, that this was far from over. It was merely the dawn of something unique, something intricate, something perilous, something exhilarating. Once upon a time, in a world filled with wonder, there was a singular figure who embarked on a journey of self-discovery and adventure. This tale unfolds with the promise of excitement and the allure of the unknown, inviting all to listen closely as the narrative weaves its magic. Each moment brims with potential, waiting to be unveiled in the most captivating of ways. I found myself wandering through a tapestry of thoughts, contemplating other possibilities, other avenues to delve into this exciting new dynamic. I began to envision the next moment, pondering what it might unfold like. Ideas swirled in my mind, each one a fresh approach to connection, a novel path to discovery, a daring venture to shatter every boundary we had ever understood. And so it goes, when the delightfully mischievous thoughts began to sneak in, concepts that ignited a fire within me, concepts that sent shivers down my spine, concepts that compelled me to reevaluate every belief I held about my own identity. As I pondered, a thought began to take shape. What if we embarked on this journey once more? However, in a realm beyond our own. Imagine if we dared to stretch the limits even further. What if we embraced the essence within us? Allow me to present my inquiry to you. What would you do if you found yourself in a situation like this, swept away in a tempest of taboo longings? What would you choose to embark upon? Would you take flight? Could you attempt to let go of the past? Or would you venture forth to leave the past behind? Or shall you embark on an adventure? Share your reflections in the comment section below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Love Deceit channel for more captivating tales of true infidelity.